What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Cordell the Drastic Weights. Today is Friday, September 18th, 2020, and I'm here to talk to you guys about what's really going on behind the scenes in America. So, today's topic and conversation is upon what's really going on in America behind the scenes, and I believe COVID has put a big smoke screen in front of people. So it's a couple topics that I've been thinking about, and I just want to know if you guys could actually relate. Um, One of the topics I'm here to talk to you guys about is the American dollar being devalued, and I know we're making different payments through like Cash App, PayPal. I know the bank stocks haven't returned back to its normal highs before the pandemic. You got interest rates very low, so I kind of understand um, the the correlation of these things being. But when you go back and look at the dollar index, we're back at levels of 2014, 16, 17, I mean 18 heights of since the pandemic. I mean, we totally fell off at least close to about what 20% of the dollar, being valued out here. So I just want people to recognize, um, we're making these different payments nowadays. So when you put inflation into all of this and you really look at things, I kind of believe that right now it's really tough in America with people really not spending money as much in retail places because people are not able to get to these type of locations and commute and communicate like they used to in the past because everything is now online. So another thing that came to mind was cryptocurrency, and before the pandemic hit, uh, right now it's double, compared to those levels that we were at about 6 months ago. So if you go back and look and track where cryptocurrency was trading at right now, as of today, we're if you would have invested in cryptocurrency back at the pandemic, you could have doubled your money figuratively. So I mean, when I look at certain things like that, I just wonder where are we headed to when the feds haven't hit their inflation target. The banks are still down, cryptocurrency is up, the dollar is being devalued, interest rates are very low. Like I said, we're spending money through these other processing systems. And another topic I want to get into and talk about, and these are all facts that I'm putting out here today, is that the banks are buying gold. No, I'm gonna repeat that. The banks are buying gold. The stuff that they told us not to do, um, whether you're a you know investor yourself or not, but the stuff that they told us not to do, they're doing it themselves. You know. Um, but yeah, ever since the pandemic, gold isn't really anything that you could really trade. It's a physical precious metal, but when we're in these times of this pandemic, what the value of gold, how can you really trade that as of a dollar figure? Like no one wants gold. And to be honest with you, like who wants gold when they can barely pay their bills and do stuff? So it's upon how you actually look at that type of resource um, and its value at that moment. But for someone who doesn't have anything, they're not going to buy gold. I mean, to actually buy it physically for themselves. Um, so what really made me get into a lot of this stuff, I thought about how different states and different cities are hitting their targets for yearly income thresholds. So if we go back to like 2019 and the expectations for any city, state, municipality target for income thresholds for 2020, of course, this pandemic did not have a smooth sail in those estimates whatsoever. and we're coming up towards the end of 2020. So when we estimate in these areas for 2021, the expectations, I mean, are, you can't put them too high. So how will people recoup, cities and states? How can they actually recoup funds and money that was lost, that was never, actually realized? The people never really came out because everybody was sitting at home. So sports betting has become, a great way for people to, um, you know, not only invest uh, in these type of gaming companies, but just general sports betting. People have been looking for that actually to come back out big time as of recently, and it's doing numbers. Online gaming, uh, brick and mortar. Um, so my thoughts is taxations upon sports betting will the revenues for this will actually continue to skyrocket year to year to year, and I truly believe this in my heart. I am a big supporter and investor in sports betting, but I'm thinking that a lot of these states and cities they will legalize this sports betting, and they will be taxed on all of this stuff. So these are the ways that I believe that the cities and states will be able to make their money is off of taxing on sports betting, and soon a lot of this stuff will come to fruition. The very last thing I have for you guys today was the legalization from states of marijuana. So we look at places like um, out on the West Coast, California, um, Arizona. Okay, so these states, Nevada, these states have legalization of marijuana. We go down to Colorado, Midwest, even up to the north in Pennsylvania. So I do believe that a lot of these states will need to recoup a lot of revenue. And the more and more, I believe in the next 2 years, all 50 states, if not all 50 of them, but I guarantee you close to about 46 states. I believe in the next 2 to 3 years we'll have legalization for not only marijuana but sports betting. And you know, like I said, I go back on this. I believe this pandemic allowed the rich to continue to get richer. And like I said before, the things that they told us not to do, they're doing exactly that at this moment. So I want people to stay on their P's and Q's and really recognize what's really going on in the world and not just living through a whole new life of COVID, but what's really going out here in our communities. I just want to inform you guys of this. I'm Cordell Jurassic Waits. Thank you and have a great day.